Hello, guys. Uh, this is part 3 of that's the notifications. Um, this is part 3 of surviving Steven Kotowich. I'm just going to wait for some more people to get into the room. Um, this is a very serious matter. As you can see, I don't have any makeup on or anything. I wear glasses because of this light in my face. And that's very harmful to my eyes. So it's not for cosmetic purposes. The topic today is sexual misconduct, sexual innuendos, making people feel uncomfortable, and offering a platform and a lifeline to anyone who has dealt with the same things with this guy, Steven Kotowich. This is very serious. At the end of the day, Rich and I are Black women. Okay? And this man has took our life through the ringer. He middle of our lease, he came up with a plan that he initiated to sell the property. And he wanted to get in here early for renovations. We agreed. We complied, even though we didn't have to. This is what he's not understanding. We didn't have to. But him continuing to give off a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of personality, where one day he's regular and then the next day he's completely out of control. And that's been a manic behavior of his since the beginning. I did not fully trust this man at all. So I continued to pay him rent. So even though he said, and he came up with this plan in August, I continued to pay him rent, even after him telling me about that plan, even well into September, which we have shown proof of. And let me just get that up. Because I didn't know how deep it was at the time. I just did not, from the way he has been, talk to me in the past and the stuff that he's did, I really did not trust him. So I continued to pay rent because I'm like, just knowing how and it really wasn't just particularly to him, but just knowing how landlords be sometimes. They'll be all over the place and they'll say one thing and then they'll go, what I specifically thought that he would do is say something and then go to the court and say the complete opposite. So that's why I continued to pay him rent, because I really did not trust him. And he put it all on myself to find a place, which actively I did. I was trying. We went all over town using up transportation money, affecting our credit. Now, these are all unnecessary things that we didn't have to do. We could have enjoyed the property where we were living and paying rent. Okay? But at trying to help Mr. Kotowich out because it was his plan that he presented myself with. We're all over town. We're paying application fees ranging up from $50 to $100 per person. And like I said, even though I have a child, he's over 18. So that's times 3. So he put it all on me. I mean, literally put it all on me to make somebody else do something. See, my whole thing is, if that's something that was important to you, he should have made it happen. Point blank, period. Not put it all on me. And then the reason why we did not get the place, one is because he pulled around, wanted me to sign this and sign that, and taking the sweet time, which I didn't understand. And that was another clue that this guy was playing games, because I'm like, if somebody's agreeing with you and doing it, you can see actively that they're actually doing it, and this is your plan, then why are you making it difficult? You would just, follow through with your plan, and we would have none of this would have gone this far. So when the place that we had lined up, we did not get that because somebody else came with a deposit. We have proof of that. Okay? So since we could not, and then, mind you, not only that, 5 minutes after Mr. Kotowich leaves, Rich gets arrested. Almost immediately after Mr. Kotowich leaves the block. So we don't believe, we're not supposed to believe that he is a part of this whole thing, seeing his behavior patterns. And so that's where we're going step by step to expose who the real thugs are in the neighborhood. And it's not Rich Long. Rich Long is getting completely railroaded and bullied. So, and that's not right. We are all grown here. And for them to okay that and feel that it's okay is to literally demonize somebody. For what reason? For what reason? That's what we're trying to figure out. We feel like he is, and a lot of people in this neighborhood is 100% transphobic. He just did not want a transgender's money. And when I say that, even though he's not, when I'm saying that, I'm prefacing in that and saying that he was here, and he knew that he was here, and immediately after, he started not accepting my money or not giving me credit for the money that I was giving him. Almost to the time. And I told you guys that I was going to give you, like I said, I have to go all the way back up. And we're going to deep dive into that as well. When Rich, because like I said, this is why I'm going live with this, is because I want you to get the raw emotions of things. Like when I was reading those reviews in part 2, I was reading them for the first time. So you were getting very real reactions. Okay. Mm, okay. Now it is all in this it in June is when the neighbor downstairs walked up to Rich. Wow. And that's when this is June 19th, Juneteenth. And you don't think that these people are coons of Coonville? Remember I told you guys that this downstairs neighbor is clicked up with this landlord big time. When I moved in here, that neighbor, he charged me for furniture that wasn't his and acting like he wasn't satisfied with the $300 that I gave him. So, like I said, this is very big furniture and it's hard to get in and out. How many people have left this here? How many people, how many times have he sold this man's furniture? Okay. Steve Kotowich allowed that. Now, now it's all, now, see, like I said, now you're seeing the raw reactions. It was Juneteenth when that neighbor, for the first time, like I told you guys, the first time that anybody ever approached Rich was this downstairs neighbor. It was, I don't know if Juneteenth, because I know it was a Sunday. So you can go back and like I said, this is live emotions. So you can go back and find out, because I remember it was a Sunday, because I said we were getting out of the car and we were walking to the property and I said, Happy Sunday. And he wanted to talk to Rich and pull Rich aside, which led to a 20-minute back and forth that could have led to an altercation and worse. I immediately went upstairs and texted Mr. Kotowich immediately. Okay. Okay. And instead of being a landlord to me, he began to steal my money. Okay. Now I'm seeing now. So all of these grown men have ganged up on a bunch of black women. That's literally what's going on here. And the only thing problem is I have a contract and lease with Steve Kotowich. He should not have been doing all this. Now, because I did not, because like I said, this is going back all the way into June. So I did not go back. Mm-mm-mm. So it was the next time he came down. Wow. He targeted Rich Long damn near to the time he got here. June is when that neighbor walked up to Rich. Okay. And let me just find the thing for, so we know. I'm going to keep, I'm just seeing if I can find a confirmation um, for June, but I definitely have it. But we're well into, um, let me just go really quick because we're about 16 minutes in. So I want to get to the topic. I'm not going to make these lives too long, but I just want to go from anybody who's here that did not watch the full part one or part two. I'm just prefacing it real quick so we know where we're starting from and who we're dealing with. Okay. So part one of Surviving Steven Kotowich was exposing the lies. This man has went to and what we're accusing him of, so you guys know, is bullying a trans family, discriminating against us, threats to my residency, sexual innuendos and misconduct, manipulation and lying, cohorting. So he has, as I said, this is going to be a long series, and we have evidence to prove every single claim. Now, the claim that and well, let's first go with exposing the lies. Just a quick synopsis of that. Um, he went to the court and said that he has not gotten paid or any rent since June. Okay. Okay, but I showed you guys well into September, he's coming to pick up rent. Okay. So we're exposing the lies. Okay. And I'm just put that up there so you can see that. Sorry about my phone, but this is the same man that can go to the courts and say he hasn't gotten paid since June. Okay. Part two. Now, with some other lies exposed in that, you would have to go watch it, but we're just getting a synopsis so you know who we're dealing with. Part two was a show, an impromptu show, thanks to a subscriber uh, sending us to that, directing us to that website called Rate My Professor. And it wasn't the first review in, and it was like a rush just hit me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was the same thing. It was the same thing. And I'm just gonna go and actually in the thumbnail, you'll see one of the reviews. Okay, this is the first review taken about given about 2 weeks ago. Okay. Let me get rid of the ad. So I don't know how good you can see that. Let me see if I can um, adjust the, yeah, maybe if I adjust the screen, you'll see it a little bit better. Turn the light down a little bit. Okay, now let's get out of ad. All right. That's a little bit better. Okay. Now, these are people who just encountered him on an online setting. And they pretty much said exactly what I've said. It says lectures don't make sense. If he could rate a 0, he would. Okay. Let's go to another one. Okay. Okay, here's another one giving a middle of the road review, but still would not take his course again. Using the words like frustrated. A lot of the students says he's not prepared, doesn't have, not available with the syllabus on time, scattered, but then very unbending on the test. And see, these are not kids that or students that got bad grades. So it's not like, okay, these are people who failed the course. And this is almost a year. This is a year to the date of the last review, which is saying the exact same thing. So you can go to Rate My Professor and type in Steven Kotowich. You will see his name is associated with 2 universities, and both places are horrible reviews. But what drew my eye and drew my attention, and which brings us to part 3, is the experience I've had with Mr. Kotowich. And he made me feel very uncomfortable. Okay? And I was reading one of these reviews, and just something just clicked off, and I'm gonna let you guys see the review. It's a pretty, try to be middle of the road review. Okay, so this was not an online setting. This was actually an in-person setting, which really sparked my interest. because it said wouldn't take again. Okay. But they preferenced, and I don't know whether this is a woman or a man, but they preference with he is nice and a whole bunch of niceties, but ended it off with wouldn't take again. Even though they gave you the option to say yes or no to that, they still felt it right to double down. Not even the people who have put awful had to write it twice. And that second sentence really, 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 all these are clues. And that second sentence just, he's nice, always says to come to him for help at his office hours at the end of the lecture. Okay? Okay, but no due dates, no on syllabus. Sometimes doesn't respond, doesn't answer the questions, email, no partial credit, no study guide, questions on the concept, on exams, and a lot of times are more difficult than what's covered in the lecture. And that was a running theme too. The mind games. Okay? So we're just analyzing. This is somebody who was trying to be nice, but said they would not take his course again, and then had to write it a second time at the bottom. That's key. Okay? Because not even people who gave him a bad review had to write out they wouldn't take it again. This is somebody who's giving him a okay review. Okay? So I preference the question at the last live. What happened at those meetings after class in this office? He making people feel uncomfortable, even people who say he's nice. It's just something about him that's very off-putting. And I feel like if we peel back the layers, more people will speak up on certain things that you cannot say on this app. Go look at the guideline. I'm on this website. Go look at the guidelines of what you can post and what you can't, but you have to read through the clues. Not every professor has horrible reviews. So this is not a dumping ground website for people to complain. Okay, just go read through those reviews and then read through the same adjectives I was saying. So that whole review, and I'll put it back up on the screen, it just really, really, really made me feel some type of way just off of and this is from this year. Okay. This is right before he said that Rich Long ain't paying him no money. I mean, that I didn't pay him any money. Okay. Wouldn't take again. Now, like I said, even the people who gave him a bad, awful review didn't even feel, they said they had horrible things to say, but this is a person who is giving him a middle of the road review. And they felt it, where they give you the option to say, would you take the course again, yes or no? They still felt it to write it in at the bottom. That says a lot. That says a lot. Okay. So I'll put that review in the thumbnail because it's saying things and it's not saying things. So I'm not saying that this person here has had a negative as far, well, of course a negative, but not a sexual or misconduct or innuendo. I don't know. I'm saying it is a negative effect, and that is a running theme. I don't know the race of this person. I don't know the gender of any of these people, and I genuinely was reading them firsthand right on this live. I don't go into this live saying I'm going to do this, say this. It's not a script. It's very raw here. So as I'm reading that, the last time I was on this live, I just was like, I just immediately paused because this man felt it okay to immediately, not knowing me from anywhere, showing me the apartment, to tell me that the bedrooms are far apart. So, now I'm going to tell you something that's very personal, but it's 100% honest. Before I got with Rich Long, which was well in, May, June, I had been celibate, okay, since the end of 2019. So the entire year of 2020, okay, I have been celibate, okay. So meeting somebody for the first time and them saying the bedrooms are far apart. So, as he's showing me the property, it was very uncomfortable because I immediately knew how he felt about Black women. Okay, that's the key. And it's why he feels that he's okay doing what he's doing. That's okay. Okay, we're going to look at the psyche of the man here. That man walked up to Rich, this neighbor downstairs walked up to Rich. This landlord has supposedly scolded him about that and told him not to walk, to approach me. Rich gets arrested. This neighbor felt that was the proper time to do the exact same thing again and walk up to now me on the street and say something about the dogs walking upstairs, and that takes about 5 seconds, and how that was irritating him now. You see the games? And Rich Long is the only one suffering from all of these bullies, grown men. That man was never a proper landlord to me. And I deserve my time and my, everything back. He should have to be able to compensate me for everything I have been through and all of the gameplay that he brought into our lives. Now that he's now trying to, how disrespectful is that? I'm going to monopolize your time for half of your lease, put something on you to do. And when you can't do it, I'm now going to come on to, hit you upside the head with a ton of bricks and send you leave and discard you like trash. That's what's going on. And like I said, it was definitely a cohorted effort. But if he would have had a conversation with his tenant, which I thought that I did, which satisfy him, which was always giving him access to the property, always communicating with him, always letting him know what's going on every step of the way. And I didn't, he'd never, ever, 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 ever told me a specific thing that happened from a specific person. And so I can specifically know what's going on. No, throwing little in the middle of me saying something else, and then that's your, you're just saying da, 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 when it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, is not telling me anything, especially when it's coupled with a bunch of lies. So I don't know if that's a lie that you're just saying because you just say anything. He just says anything. Okay. So, and that's the running theme of those reviews. You can go to part 2 of this and you can deep dive in that. But that one I wanted to single out because that has the that's strange. Um, that you would feel to write you wouldn't take it again, even though they gave you the option to say yes or no to that. And then preface with a whole bunch of things as he is nice but incompetent. That's the whole point. Okay. Always inviting people into his office after class. I'm not saying there's nothing's wrong with that, but if we can't figure things out in class and you don't have everything together, what are we talking about after the fact? How you going to get things together and get the syllabus and the things on time? Like, what is going on? And then they get to the test. Every other student has said that the test really had nothing to do with what was taught. And then on top of that, he had the nerve to be heavy-handed on the grading and unwavering, and then failed half the class. One review said so. More than like 90% of the class, nobody he knew passed. So this is what and that was of last month. So you know, this is what I'm dealing with. So you think people who are grading people like that and doing all this stuff around these holidays last year and this year could care less about what he's doing to a black woman right here? No, he does not. That's why we're going to the people. We're showing you the mindset of this guy and letting you know what we're dealing with and what you people are co-signing, to let you know that you should not be co-signing that unless you are 100% coon. There's no way in the world you can co-sign somebody doing this to a oh, I watched Jabari Handy. Yes, 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 yes. Let me see. I watched other lives, and let me say this one you claim trans lives matter, but several times I've heard you refer to Rich as a woman. Oh no, I've referred to Rich as a man, but hold on, let me answer because you already coming in. Make it gotta go in timeout. Um, at the end of the day is what I'm saying. Not um hold on. Let me get to the first question before, because you when people type like that, they're only typing. It's like this is what I tell you, Jabari. This is what you do. When you type like this lets you know that you're not waiting for an answer. You're just talking, talking, talking to talk. You've already put 4 paragraphs worth of stuff down. And like I said, at the end of the day, Rich has female F on his um, ID, and Mr. Kotowich, who was here, saw his ID. Um, the time he came to pick up the rent, we were here, I let him know that it was somebody that's going to be coming in and out of the building. Um, didn't know, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with this Nick situation. Um, Now let me so what I'm saying is these are fully grown males, men, and they are ultimately, okay, harassing black females. Yes. Now, I can't control what the people label a rich, because you see I posted one of the comments and it said she, even though he goes by he. But I don't think that that's Rich's biggest concern at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when he's talking to lawyers or people or activists, you know, that's not his main concern. He wants to know what's going on. So, yes, um, at the time when he's has less things on his plate, that he can focus on, you know, um, proper, things. But right now he's trying to get his story out. He's trying to get justice for him. Okay. Or let's see. Jabari Handy says, you never show the complete convo between you and your landlord to show your side of it, uh, and show your side of it. And I have yet to see a receipt of you actually paying your rent. Okay. I mean, well, we have that. You're not a judge. So I showed you the text well into September. Okay. So that shows that that's a lie. And that text is 15 days before the landlord, Steven Kotowich, gave my money back. So we conclude that he just didn't want a transgender money by his own admission. Okay. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have a case Jabari handy. Believe that one. Okay. He wouldn't be sending leave Texas, and he wouldn't be sending, oh, the property's listed. Okay. If he felt like they're scrambling and scraping. We have a very good case over here because our case is true. We can prove that we paid him well into September before he gave us our money, right? So if it wasn't for him and his plan, we would have continued to be paying him. It was him and his plan and that already had us going all over town. But okay, let me just answer your question because I do want to get into the topic. Um, No, I never said that. I never said he didn't know to the end of August. I don't know what you're talking about. I said in the end of August, he came up with a plan and he texted me. I didn't text him. He texted me and said he was selling the property. I didn't I he's going back to I'm going off of his evidence of now, because this is all unfolding right in front of your eyes. I never went back and saw those texts that I just saw. So now it's coming back. It was Juneteenth. I don't know if that's a Sunday. Like I said, I hold on. Because now I'm curious. That's why I'm doing this live, because I want to, and that's why we have the Scooby Doo. That's why we have, you know, let's see. No, so it had to be no. Juneteenth was a Saturday. Hmm. Now I'm confused. So now I'm gonna have to go back to the text and see what day that was. Hold on, Jabari, because I'm curious. Um, I did show my side. Hold on. And I have shown my side. It doesn't make sense, Jabari, for somebody to they would say, you haven't paid me in since June. They wouldn't say I'm coming down to get rent. That's the whole point. Yeah, and you know, they damn sure wouldn't say that well into September, I'm coming down to get rent. They would by June, they would already expected they wouldn't be getting nothing if they didn't get anything. Okay. All right. Hold on. So I'm not here on trial, Jabari. That's what I'm saying. This is for the elevated thinkers. Okay. This is the problem with the Black community. Okay. Y'all don't want to figure it out. I'm giving you. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah, because when I'm looking through these texts, I we have a court date, okay, in January. So trust me, when it's time to really, I will be more prepared. This is a documentary, and it's a live documentary. That's what makes it so thorough, is because I'm I'm doing all this. I'm figuring it out, and it's uncovering it right in front of your eyes. Um, so yeah, and if you go back to that live, Jabari, because I know I showed this text. This is well into July. Now I can go if I really look, I can find where he's confirming. And I put that text up on the screen. So you're saying that you've never seen a text that he confirmed that I paid, and this is one in July, confirming that I paid. Okay, and that's on the screen on that video that I did. So like I said, I'm not on trial here. I've given you all of the information. This guy, do you think it's fair? See, it's not about rent, Jabari. This is what I'm trying to say. Because he gave us our money back. And then he's charging us, okay, from the time damn near that Rich got here. That's what I'm saying, Jabari. I'm saying that it's not about money. He's saying now it's about money, but that's a lie. He just didn't want a transgender's money. And when I say that Rich is not on the lease, yes, he was a guest, but he was here, is what I'm saying. Okay? He didn't want anything to do with a transgender and have only targeted me to no end. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, I never said anything that I didn't show him to the end of August. I've never said that. I've always said May and June. You not listening. Uh, and then I just confirmed that it was June, the same exact time that he's not giving me credit for. And I have text all the way up until September that he was receiving rent. Okay. So I'm not going into deep dive. I just need to prove that he's a liar. Okay, next one is that he was trans, so that don't make sense. I'm not understanding. You also never have mentioned this sexual stuff till now, which blows my mind. No, I have. See, Jabari, you're not tapped in as much as you think you are. Our preference is the last live. Um, and I said about a couple lives before then that I was not going to say what he said to me. You need to go watch. I said it multiple times, but it wasn't until, like I said, the ram in the bush was everybody feeling the same creepy vibes. Okay? And because that is, and that's why the point of this live is to offer an extension. I'm not saying I have solid proof. I'm telling you what happened to me. Okay? I'm not saying that, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 I'm not. Because that would be a lie. What I'm saying is this guy made me feel very uncomfortable multiple times. Okay, so let me I don't know why that will blow your mind, Jabari Handy, unless you know him personally. Why, with everything that goes on in the news, okay, with everything that we have seen over the last uh year, with I mean, just open your eyes. So why would someone who has a history? Oh, let me go. Of making people feel uncomfortable. Why would that be surprising or blow your mind? It happened. Okay, so we're just, you see, even from these comments, these people will go above and beyond to hurt a black woman. You see how we have to scream to the top of our lungs. We got to put out damn near 100 videos. We got to sit there and yell, 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 scream, 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 and still, this is why women don't come forward. That's why I am offering this platform. That's why I'm saying this is, it may be a little bit more to this. Y'all need to open your eyes. If somebody is saying all this, these are other people saying almost the exact same thing. And they didn't have to encounter him for damn near a year. And people are trying to tell me that they can't see with their own eyes. It's called brainwashed. People are brainwashed to and this is why people do not step up and step forward. I'm not saying that um and that's honest. Do you understand? I'm telling you exactly what happened. I didn't lie and say he touched me. I didn't lie and say, he sexually assaulted me. I didn't lie and say anything. But that was a sexual innuendo and that was very inappropriate. And I can and yes, that wasn't, and I've said it numerous times. What do you think that mammying is? I've been saying that since day one. And that's the second thing that made me uncomfortable. When Rich got arrested, this man, the same day, okay? I mean, how uncomfortable is that? This is the same, I mean, he's literally crying, I understand the plight of your people. You're such a righteous woman, Mo. I'll do anything to get your family back together. This is what he's telling me. That's the same mind that will run to the court and say this. Okay? But we're supposed to trust that over me, who and Rich, who's just been a victim of all of this mess? Come on now. I'm gonna bust through this black skin. I'm trying to tell you. I don't give a fuck about it. The truth is the truth, and this is what you're going to hear, whether you like it or not. Okay? Okay? You stop getting brainwashed. I'm not being nice about it. This man has violated in every way. In every way. How are you going to come up with a plan on your own? Okay, is that a lie too? Everybody's lying on STEVEN Kotowich. Is that's what you're saying? He doesn't have a pattern of just this month. People saying he doesn't make sense and he's all over the place. Okay? We don't care about your opinion. These are people who, and myself, who only know him in a professional setting. Okay? Who actually paid money to be around this guy. So, no, I don't want to hear the brainwash talk. We're only talking justice on here, and justice is blind. Justice doesn't, have color. So all the other places you can go and y'all can sit there and cohort and bully and all that type of jazz y'all do that elsewhere. Look like y'all doing it in court. So I don't know. So here at Keeping People Real TV, we just gonna keep it real. And it is what it is. Because it's no these people and what the bad thing about it and what's making the situation so worse is that I feel like they're holding Rich off of this guy's whatever. And I'm letting them know that he's been playing both sides of the fence. That should upset them more than, come on now, come on. Or is that part of the plan? What I got asked before. Was it part of the plan to mammy me after the fact and say he understands the plight of our people? And to say that, is that part of the script as well? I don't know what was real and what wasn't real, is what I'm saying. And the same thing his students are saying. Okay? Stop playing. But y'all so quick and so ready to try to demonize a black woman. Shame on all of you. I'm not. No, like I said, you have the wrong. He was a victim of bullying. These people, could not mind their business to save their life. You see no, that could not mind their business to save their fucking lives. The shit was crazy. So yeah, Jabari, nobody will be saying we just need higher minds here. We cannot sit there and spoon food. Did Cal have to spoon food his spoon fed his supporters every little detail? No. Okay? So elevated mind would automatically think. Nobody would be texting you in September that they're coming down to get the rent if they hadn't gotten paid since June. Okay? That's not synonymous. So they would be saying a lot of other things. They wouldn't be saying that. Okay? So here is him. This is what I said happened in August. Okay? He said he's coming up to sell, that he's selling the property. So this is his plan. And what he did was he put it all on me. Instead of him providing a place, because we were inconveniencing ourselves, he put it all on me. And then when I couldn't make somebody of another place move on his timing, he's penalized me immediately. He mammied me first, And when I started asking questions, like I said, on the 6th, um, Rich got arrested on the 30th. Like I said, it really discombobulated. It knocked me. It did. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, how the fuck is this happening? Like, cause like I said, we saw everything in every play, but who can we tell this to when everybody's in on it? Like you said, everybody's in on it. It's not a game. It's not a game. So who can you tell other than doing what I'm doing now and just coming to the public? Like I said, I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing, exactly where I need to be doing it at. I'm not on nobody else's channel. I'm not going over to so and so's page or nobody. No, I'm on Rich Long's channel, and talking about Rich Long's matters. I showed you multiple times, Jabari. We haven't even gotten into the so-called him harassing me about a fire. Those were most of the texts, and me going back and forth and back and forth. Like I told you, that was very frustrating. Here goes one right here. A long one. So imagine this. This look, read the first sentence. So this is see? I preface in there. You try to destroy my family. And this was, what date is this? November 15th. So this is like all the way through. He sit up there. Y'all didn't understand how that is. And you see it all the way in August, September. And I have to argue with this man 6 times. So this is the vitriol that he's going in, knowing that I did everything, and I can't find my chart. Here it goes. Let me show you. Make this make sense, Jabari. I just don't type anything else but other than making this make sense, because his student about 2 weeks ago said he doesn't make sense in his own lectures. Okay, go to Rate My Professor. They said the same exact thing. So my whole thing is, and I can't find my oh, this is a good one right here. I'll use this. Okay, does this make sense? Okay, this is this is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. Okay, absolutely nothing. It was a splatter on the stove, and no fire, no damage. I do exactly what I'm supposed to do, is contact him immediately, because I was trying to avoid this, the lies and the slander. So I trying to do the good FBA thing that we always do and that we tired of doing. Okay. I contacted him immediately to come into the property to check it out for himself. Okay. He was here. All smiles, no damage, no pictures. Okay. All the way up. This is in like maybe July, August. Maybe that around. Like I said, I'll go through my text and really find out. And he said he got reports, so I'm waiting to see what he got. 6 times later, because I'm not going to go put a whole bunch of time and effort into something that's nothing. I satisfied everything I was supposed to do. I gave him access to the apartment within, I called him immediately and immediately gave him access to the apartment. Case closed, just like the fire department said. He's doing this. So he got to figure it out. He figured it out from there. He do all the legwork. I'm not doing all the legwork. He'd figure it out why he said this. He answers for this. He comes up with these videotapes. He comes up with all this stuff because he don't believe his own eyes. Okay? This should have been the end of it. So anybody cannot explain this. Does this make sense? Okay? No, it does not. It does not. So Again, more scattered stuff, but because, like I said, we're going to break down this piece by piece. I don't want to go too far, but I just want to answer all your questions. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Somehow, why did you have no issue paying rent until Rich came? That's weird to me. No, he's saying that. I'm not saying that. This is what he lied and told the court. I was paying him the entire time Rich was here up until the last time was the middle of September. And on the 30th, he gave all my money back to me. My security deposit. He just did not want a transgender in his property. I'm learning as everything is unfolding. You know, it wasn't until, like I said, November 1st, around that time, um, people are moving in. And I'm like, what the hell? I see people renovating the property, painting and stuff. So I'm thinking, oh, the renovations are starting. This is how this guy. We believed him. We believed everything he said until the mask came off, and now he shut off all communication. Okay, till that mask came off, and that's when I immediately went live. Ain't nothing new, Jabari Handy. And please go over to Keeping People Real TV on Instagram, and you will see the sign that you criticized as the thumbnail. And you go right there and you'll see an hour plus long live I did immediately the same day. So you talked about the sign, but I was worried about a life that had been snatched and stolen away with these bullies around here. So that's why I did as fast as I could. But that was my mind was really on getting outside and doing that peaceful protest, because I just could not shame on them. That's what I said. And you can go over it to watch it 100%. Okay, let's see. Okay, I mean, oh, that's somebody else. I'm not going into to what you don't know what I did or what I didn't do. Um, so that's what I did not do. What I did do is continue to give this man money. Okay, so that, okay. Okay, here we go. Don't think putting people's info and pictures out there, that's putting your son and other people's life. Every day you wake up, your life is at risk, Jabari. We're not living no. Okay, anything you do, could put you in some type of danger. When you're fighting justice, when you're fighting injustice, when you're fighting for justice, that's what I meant to say. Um, you cannot, like I said, those are the threats and the bullies, um, and those things can happen, but those will be further, okay, further inclination of who's the real bullies are, right? See, no, anyway, again, like we've said this entire time, all of the acts came from them. So we don't put anything past these people. We have just been doing this the entire time. Okay? Jabari Handy, this is what we've been doing the entire time. We sit in the car, Karen calls the cops and impedes all into our lives when we have the windows rolled up. Okay, we're sitting like this. Gunman comes to the door, knock on the door, say who calls, who's a B, and then subsequently, a battering ram comes through the same door for that offense that somebody knocked on the door. So again, we're sitting in the car. Gunman comes to the car after being pointed out by Asian store owner. I guess he was. I'm not. Excuse me. Getting a soda or whatever. He went to the store first, and then go right to us with a gun and terrorizes us and the kids. So, what do we put past these people at this point? Exactly. We've already seen that they've acted Neanderthalish when they took Rich to the daggone school. So we don't expect much. I'm here standing, and that's what has to happen. We can't think about that. The fuck you mean? That doesn't move anything. No human being should be able to have to be stolen away because it's inconvenienced you, or you don't like their lifestyle, or you're transphobic. They can rationalize everything they did. We haven't did any of that. We didn't even walk up to anybody with any drama. All those things were done to us. And Rich stands his ground up against these freaking bullies. And he has to lose time away from his family and stuff like that from their actions. How is that right? Nobody can tell. You can say all things but that. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but Rich, it all goes by the person. So what do you how can you speak to Rich and I speak to Rich? How can you speak for Rich and I speak to Rich every day? That it's not all one big grouped in lumped in thing. Isn't that what they're trying to do to us black people in this whole situation? So no, we're fighting for our individual rights. Rich Long is a veteran, and I tell him every single time I talk to him how proud I am of him. Like, I wish you guys could see what he did and how he saved people. And none of these men around here would do any of the things that he did in each situation that they sent gunmen to terrorize my family. They know exactly who it is. Never asked us the question. Never asked us to do anything. Never asked us nothing. Okay. So no, it ain't that type of party, Javari. No. It don't roll like that. We're not conforming to wrong. So it's just going to be what it's going to be. We're not in any way conforming to bullies, conforming to whoever got to cry and sad eye about it. Oh, nobody. Nobody. Our lives matter. That's it. End this fucking story. The fuck you mean? All right, Jabari Handy, it doesn't depend on the person. A trans person wants to go by the gender they are in Rich's case is a man. Yeah, I understand that. But at the end of the day, like I said, in this situation where I'm trying to make a point, Rich does not have a problem with that. Um, Now, and since you say that, I will be very mindful to anybody outside. Are you a trans person, Jabari Handy? Um, but I can't speak to third party information, and you should not assume. Okay, but that, like I said, I'm not going. This live is not to go into Rich Long to as far as that's concerned, because those are things that he has to talk about, and then you can hear it right from him. Okay, that's fine. I understand, but I would like you to. I will reserve all of that to to him to say it out of his mouth. I know what he tells me, and it's not an issue because at the end of the day, like I said, at the end of the day, and I'll say it again because I know Rich Long does not have a problem with this. Um, and Rich Long is not politically correct. Okay, he'll say anything on this daggone line. He is not politically correct, and this is not the place for us to tiptoe on feelings here. You know what I'm saying? So no, this is not for that. That is the receipt. Um, and this actual live is not for that. This is actually to talk about sexual misconduct. But I don't mind getting into the case because people who have uh, been following along, they they may not have the time to go back, and that's why I try to always preference, and I'm going to continue to preference everything, each video, and I'm going to be making another video right after this. um so you're gonna get this is part 3. um he made me feel very uncomfortable saying that. Like I said, I had been celibate for since 2019, and um the way he said it, and exactly, that's how I took it. Okay. Bedrooms, it just seemed very uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable. Also, um, the mammying, it just made me very uncomfortable. Like I said, for me being a woman and just um, being celibate since 2019. Okay, I'm going to mute you now because I really wanted to. You don't stop. Okay. Um, since 2019. Okay, I understand, but you do not stop. Okay. Like I'm we can do after shows, but this is a show that I specifically want to get out what I'm saying. So someone coming in every 5 minutes is very agent-like behavior, because that's the same person who was worried about the sign and the colors of the sign. It's like, okay, we know that you're tied in some way. We know that you're here to buffer for somebody. I don't care about that. Okay? Um, that made me feel very uncomfortable as a woman. Um, even being harassed and over questioned, it just makes me feel like, well, what did you have on? What did you wear? What time was it? Why was you there? Why was you doing this? And this is why women do not come forward. This is why. This is why. And like I said, I'm offering this platform to anybody. I took it that way. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't take it that way? So yeah, I didn't say that. So that I'm not trying to lie about anything. I did not say that he uh sexually said anything explicit. I did not say he touched me. I said that was an innuendo, and that made me uncomfortable. I know exactly what I'm talking about, and I don't need to keep going on about it. That was very uncomfortable. This is why women do not come forward. Like I said, at the end of the day, they don't want to admit that all those men literally ganged up on someone who is yes, a trans person, but at the end of the day, a woman. They hate that fact. That's why you don't prejudge people. That's why you don't be racist. That's why you don't walk around like that and just be very just dismissive of other people's lives, because you don't know people. I was watching that and right after Rich Long got arrested, Tammy, this thing happened with Tammy at CVS, and I put up there um and I posted that on my page because she said something very, if you go to Night and Day Network, she said something that was just at the end of it. She said, you never know how you treat people. You don't know that could, what I'm saying? You don't know who that could be. Go watch that Night and Day and watch it with Tammy at the CVS. And that is so true. That is so true. And that's exactly in this situation. You don't know people. You don't know their life. You don't know their story. So getting all involved, who does that? And then get mad at them because they're fighting for you to back up out of their life? Come on now. That's sick. And those are the minds that would be okay doing that stuff to Black people. Okay, this is a documentary on a documentary setting, and it's not a question and answer. I mean, it's one or two questions, that's fine, but this person seems like a very rattled person, very that rattled. Okay, we have to analyze personality types. This person already put up 5 long paragraphs before I even answered one thing. I'm not here. This is not a courtroom setting. I have no problem proving my points. The point is to get to the public so that higher minds and people who know how this stuff is can see for themselves. Why the hell would I lie about that? You know what I'm saying? No. and you see the questioning, okay? So now you see what I'm up against. Okay? But no, keeping people real TV family, we have physical receipts. Okay? So don't, I'm just not going to, like I said, we have a court date coming up. I'm actually doing this series as a discovery and a uncovering, because there's so many layers to this and we have so many series. I mean, this is very extensive. That comment was off-putting, and coupled that with the, because yeah, I did preface in another video that I was not going to say something about that. No, I wasn't. Um because yeah, I don't have solid proof on that. But that last live with all those students saying similar things, and then I read the website, and this, I just made me feel like if he had this much of an effect on people that he's just meeting in a small amount of time and space, and it's not just, it's the same thing. So when I say the same exact thing, why is it so hard to believe? I'm saying he does things that don't make sense. The students are saying the same thing. I'm saying he's scattered. I'm saying when he don't get his way, or when yes, I'm saying that he doesn't do things the right way. He's scattered all over the place, not reliable on things that you need to get back to you on, and then unwavering. Yeah, it's a clear cut mind mess up. You know what I'm saying? And most people are, and a lot of people are saying it. So like I said, when I say it, for some reason it's not believed. And you know why? It's because they have been allowed to do whatever they want to do, these landlords, for so long. Like I said, um, I witnessed a landlord have a closed manila folder on, he's on the stand, have a closed manila folder back at the seating at the desk, and tell the judge it's all in there. And and like I said, they'll still, you can have a ton of evidence, and they can say, judge, go get off the bench and go look at it's all right there, just like that, in a closed folder on the desk, and they're up on the stand, and they don't even feel like they have to even explain anything. Okay, so let's be real, be real. And for somebody to get the bulk of your money, like, why is it no checks and balances? I shouldn't have to endure a year of this for somebody to or half a year. Those people at that school, they can immediately report him and get immediate response and answers. These landlords are out of control. Okay? So my whole thing is, I said day one, we're going to prove who the real bullies are. So my whole thing is, there you go. We're not doing anything. We haven't done anything to any of these people, but defend ourselves from them coming every which way with their mess every 5 seconds. This guy is worried about my child, but nobody has no excuse for my child having to witness battering rams coming through, gunmen knocking at the door. We had to answer the door. A teenager. None of that. Like I said, this is what I'm telling you guys. It's all about a transgender person. That's what they're attacking. They probably can't believe they done got themselves tangled up into all of this mess. So that's why you don't mess with people. That's why you do not impede and do all that stuff. When Tammy said that, it was on freaking point. And that's why I immediately posted. You can make sure you follow me on Mama Bear Queen 215. Um, but that was very powerful. I literally witnessed bullying, and my family had to suffer because of it. And these people feel like they're not responsible. So they have done everything else. They have came after us with guns. They have come up to us with confrontation. They have came through here with a battering ram. Non-criminal family. I preference everything. I let you know about my family. And if there's an issue, even if it was an issue with rent, there's also proper ways to do that as well. None of the stuff that even if it was somebody who did not pay you since June, which is a lie, it's still proper protocol to not harass them to no end, lie, make up a scheme that says you're selling the property. It's having them run off over town. This is what I'm saying. It's so many other options if that's what you thought, to properly do things without tying up somebody else's free time. This neighbor thinks that we're all supposed to treat him like the king of Zamunda for whatever reason. This landlord thinks that we're just supposed to run all over town for whatever his comes up in his mind that morning. And come on now. Then when we can't fulfill what you came up with, what he came up with, he threatens my residency. And we just supposed to just leave with him wasting half of our time here with his mess. How fair is that? These people are able to lie, manipulate, send armed gunmen, bully, set someone up to be arrested, be, damn near informants. All this, all that's like you see in the chat. That that would be. That's why I said, are these authentic? It's still trying to harass me. You see it? It's still trying to harass Rich. You see it? Now, one person has asked, how are you? How are you? No, it's just get that transgender out of here, right? Now, one time, as the landlord, when I asked to meet with him multiple times in this letter, dated this was actually the 9th. I certified mail this letter. I'm sorry I wrote on the back, but I just had to grab this real quick. But this is me again sending certified to his lawyer after 3 months of Mr. Kotowich ignoring my requests. Okay, I'm I'm looking for is a resolution. He has not done anything. Okay. Okay, I told you, Jabari, you came in with the same question and you going back in time out. You just asked that, and I just told you. I'm not answering the same question over and over and over again. I told you exactly why. For justice. I don't have, it's not about, see, I already know where Jabari's going. We're not getting off of STEVEN Kotowich. If any, go STEVEN Kotowich. Okay, we're not going to play games like it's some people that you sent, that they sent. Okay, so we're going to go back to the person who sent the person and the person who cohorted, and they all need to be arrested. To be honest, so it is what it is. We're the suffering of this neighborhood, and that would be the final bow on the present, I guess. For you people to finally realize that we have been bullied to no end in this neighborhood. Okay. Like I said, the threats are coming from Mr. Kotowich, if not directly. I've shown you his personality type. I'm not going off the mark. Okay? Rich Long doesn't have any beef with any black person around here. Okay? Believe that. Those are people who are just sent by Karen and Mr. Kotowich and the goons and the police. To put a black phenotype. We need to be more worried about that. Are these authentic events? Nobody has come in here and say, "Are you okay?" I mean, you had a gunman approach you 2 times. Woman, black woman, are you okay? How can I make things better for you? No, 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 no. We're still trying to find ways to coddle these grown ass men, and that's not what's going to happen. Okay? Like, people don't understand. I know exactly. Okay, you talking about Rich Long, where he was, like I said, his ID still says female. And how do you think he met Rebecca in prison? Okay, so yeah, he's fine with what I'm calling him, and you know what I'm saying. Yes, it's not that deep. As I said, take people as they are, not group them all together. Okay, this is very heavy. I know, and I know, and like I said, in the black community's mind, we will find every which way to demonize the victim, especially a black person. I'm not here to now, like, what he's doing is confusing the thing. So I'm not here to see. This is why he's confused. He think I'm here to now prove my case to the public. No, we're here exposing Mr. Kotowich. Only thing I have to prove is that he lied. See, you see, people can't take me off of my motherfucking square. So they have to come with the threats. I'm not going to now get into now I'm getting scared. No, that's not the case. See, my whole thing is if he's saying one thing, we just need to prove that he lied. And if more things need to be proven later, that will be at the court date. But the title of the show was Exposing the Lies. And that's part one of this series. Exposing exposing the lies. I don't know why you keep saying you're saying it 3 times. And see, this is okay. Report. Like I said, folks, that's the 3rd time that he said I'm putting myself at risk. Like I said, anything you do, you put yourself at risk. And that would be the testament of the hate of this neighborhood. Okay. Sometimes people have to prove points to prove that it is something going on. I've let you know multiple times, and thank you to everybody who has donated. Thank you to everybody who has reached out. Thank you to everybody who has continued to keep us in your prayers. Thank you. And this is for anybody who wants to this part 3, surviving stuff, Steven Kotowich. As you see, as this goes further and further, which we're going to come back with another live. As you see, as this uncovers, those people are going to get more and more and more. We already know that, okay? Because we see his personality type, guys, okay? So if anybody is not seeing that, that's what I said, then they're just being willfully ignorant, okay? We see his personality type. We see. I don't expect any rationale from this person right here. Okay? So why do you think I cried as I started this about it, because I knew that this city, that my family is going to make me fight them tooth and nail. And I don't want to do that. That hurt me more than anything. What they did was wrong. And my family didn't deserve that. That's what I'm saying. So this is not about Rich Long, even though it is. This stuff happened to me as well. I know people don't care. Not one question about how is. No, they thinking they did us a favor by not killing us or whatever. No, you didn't do us no fucking favor. We are scarred for life. Are you people silly? You people are silly. That was ridiculous. Who does that? Who thinks of those plans and all of that? For what reasoning? And like I said, you are not going to take away my partner's pride or dignity with your games. And you can take it however the fuck way you want to take it. And we're going to end on that. You see what we're up against and why I was crying. This is real. This is real. This is not nothing that's made up. I don't deserve this. And the fact that they're still trying to continue on doing this to my family is going further and further in the wrong fucking direction. There is nothing. Jabari Handy, I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying to you is, how do you think that he met Rebecca in jail? And don't say anything else until you answer that. So yes, I'm now one thing I can say, yes, of course. We all need to educate ourselves. Definitely. I would never, never, never say that that I know everything. No, I would never in a million freaking years, especially about this. I'm not going to say that, you know? I don't know. I don't know everything. But what I do know is Mr. Kotowich has did everything in his power, okay, to make my life a nightmare. He's done that to multiple students. Okay? As I said, you don't have to take my word for things. But his scattered behavior, and I went through a lot of these reviews, but this is the one that stuck out for this series. This person gave him a middle of the road review, wrote in, wouldn't take it again. I mean, clicked on, wouldn't take it again, said no to that. I guess that's an option. But also wrote it down in the comments. That's weird. It's not weird on the student's end. It's just something more to look at. And so that's why I decided to really deep dive into what he said to me and how that made me feel, and also how to know that this man has this much vitriol against my family, and I actually cried to this man when Rich got arrested. Come on now, how do you think I feel? I'm not just going for right for Rich Long. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Yes, that is one part. But I'm also doing this for myself as well. And check my record. I don't play about shit. I am the CEO of a company that I've been running for the past half a decade. So, I mean, if I can do that, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. I wouldn't even got into that if I was a scary ass motherfucker. No, I'm not. Yeah. Oh, well, of course, of course, of course. I mean, also, I mean, that was one thing. I mean, I'm not going to get into it in this live. Um, but join on the next live because we're going to continue. I don't try to keep these lives on. I know you'll be right here, Jabari Handy. So give about 10 minutes and we'll be back on. But let me close this out. And you can be right there. Um, that made me feel very uncomfortable. And I'm just offering this platform to anybody and offering info and bookings at maddpop.com. If you want, if you to deep dive, you have other things that he made you feel uncomfortable as well, please let us know. Okay, you can go to Rate My Professor. That's where we're getting the information from. Mr. Kotowich is associated with on their two universities, both. Now that was a middle of the road review. And you see, so I'm not even going to go into the awful reviews. That was a middle of the road review. But what really stood out, he is nice. Always says to come to him for help at his office hours at the end of the lecture. But now all of that, like I said, that's not saying anything, that's just me thinking about what he said to me. And when I was alone with him, what happened? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why it just, and I just said, let me do a whole segment on this to give a proper opportunity for anybody who wants to step forward. They have the actual thumbnail in the thumbnail connected to this man's name, where they know that they can come here and someone will hear them out. That's why people do not come forward, because of threats, because of no. This is why. This is why. And like I said, I didn't lie on this man's name. I never said he touched me. A woman that could say anything. I never said any of that. I never said he said anything sexually explicit to me. No, he did not. That made me uncomfortable. As he's showing me the property, okay, and saying the bedrooms are far apart. So, that was very uncomfortable. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not even sure, or until I talk to legal counsel, if that could be added in the claim. I'm just letting you know what happened. And due to his credibility of already being caught in lies, okay? Now they're going to try to, yeah, we have receipts, but what we don't trust are your records, because no due dates on syllabus, sometimes doesn't respond, doesn't answer the questions emailed, no partial credit, no study guide, questions, no questions on concept on the exam, a lot times more difficult, a whole mind fuck. Wouldn't take again. And this is somebody who tried to preference it off with something positive before they went into their regular. Um, I didn't say I didn't say I was reading anything into that, Jabari Hindi. I didn't say I was reading anything into that. So that's not what I said. Okay, I didn't say I was reading anything into that statement. I specifically said that made me pause. That's why you see it's underneath the Dr. Jekyll, and then it reminded me of what he said to me, and that's why I'm offering, okay, up a platform for people, and he made people feel uncomfortable in online, and in that was an in-person class. That was actually an in-person class with that person. And okay. Well, I don't know what you're saying, Jabari. We're talking about the specific review here. We already talked about all the other reviews. You have to turn your notification bell on, because we already went through each of the reviews and analyzed them. This is actually a middle of the road review. So I'm not trying to beat them over the head with the awful ones. They're out there. And it does tell you whether they're online or not. So we've already went through all of that, Jabari. I didn't say anything about that. I didn't even say that that meant anything negative. I said this whole thing is a little bit, an investigative mind would find that very they gave him a middle of the road review. This is somebody I would want to talk to more, is what I'm saying. If I was actually a detective, out of all of these reviews, even the bad ones, this the person I would want to tell, because they middle of the road, and they're going to tell it straight up. And by the fact that they pointed out wouldn't take again, okay, said no to that, and then wrote it in the comments. Really, none of the other people really wrote that as well. So it's some type of negative effect that this guy has on people, even people who try to be nice. But niceties and incompetence, you know. And we also preferencing it with all of the other reviews. Oh, he definitely, in my mind, was implying that my son wouldn't be able to hear when I had company over. Okay? I mean, so if you did not know, that's the only reason why you would tell somebody that the bedrooms were far apart from each other. Like, that was weird. It was weird. And he felt too comfortable with not knowing me at all to say that to someone. And like I said, the time that I came here, I have been celibate since 2019. So the entire 2020. Okay. And him saying that, to me right off the bat, it just, like I said, I'm not surprised the way he's acting. of what I feel like he feels about Black women, and he'll show you eventually. Okay? So we hope before then you guys open your eyes to see what's going on. And don't be a bully to this guy. Don't be bullied by this guy. Don't be scared to come forward. This man mammy me on the phone. That's another thing, Jabari. I understand. You can say whatever reasoning. Like I said, I didn't say it was a specific threat. Okay, so I'm just gonna mute you to the end. Okay, because I have to get this out, and you are very annoying. Let me just mute you. Perfect. Um, this is why people do not come forward. I'm just letting you know why. This is why. What did you have on? Where did you go? Well, they could have meant this. They could have meant that. They could have said this. They could have said that. I understand. Everything could mean a lot of things. What I'm saying is that made me feel uncomfortable. Preference with his personality type and the way he's treating these kids. Oh, I forgot nobody cares about the kids anymore. And then after Rich got arrested, him becoming an actor again and saying he understands the plight of my people and he'll do anything to get my family back together. Those were things he said as well. Okay. And when I called him on it, he then immediately backpedaled and lied. And we're going to deep dive into that as well. So that was what he said to me when I moved in here. And I took it that way because that's the way he leaned in and said it, just like I said it. And so my whole thing is that's just my truth. I have no, trust me, if I was trying to get this man on some type of sexual allegations, I would not say anything ambiguous like that if I was trying to be no, that's what he said. And you can take it whatever way you want to take it. But when more people start to come forward, just like all these students, then keep turning a blind eye to the real problem. While Black women suffer. Good luck with that. Good luck with all of that. Okay? This is not the season for all of this. These people are out of control. And I don't feel no type of way about calling for justice over the shit that happened in my life. No, I do not. I don't care who has 1,000 things to say. They can't figure it out. I do not care. They know I'm telling the truth. They know. And that's why we come into the court of public opinion. That's all this is for. That's all this documentary is for. It's not for me to now scatter around. I got to find, got to give you all. No, this is not that docu. This is not that series. This is for you to be the judge. This is for you to use your critical thinking, me to give you what, I'm not going to sit up here and deep dive. I don't want to hear about no complaint that I didn't hear about before. See, so I'm not going to play the game that they think I'm going to play. I don't want to hear about no complaint that I didn't hear about before today. The day he said it was no complaints. Okay, I don't want to hear nothing. I'm definitely going to have it to be inadmissible. I'm not answering about anything that I didn't know about. Like, no, I'm not on trial. This man violated. He should have to prove that his case. Okay? I showed you guys, text all the way up into September, right before, and trust and believe we have paper receipts. Now he's scattered. That's what I'm saying. So he didn't even keep good receipts. He didn't even keep good receipts. But we have some, you know what I'm saying? We have receipts well after this date. Okay? We have text in the phone that we showed you on past lives that he confirmed payment well after this date. We also have where he came up with an elaborate plan that he was selling the property and he was trying to get in here to do renovations. From August all the way until Rich Long got arrested, we were, you know, going all around town. No one has apologized. No, they do just do more bullying. What we've been telling you they've been doing the entire time. And if he has done this to me and he does not know me, he does not know my reach, he does not know my family, he don't know anything. And for him to feel comfortable saying that to me, for him to feel comfortable doing that to me, that means he don't value. He does not value me. He does not value Rich Long. And that is a problem. He don't value our time. How dare this man, after no, absolutely no apology for making himself the focal point of our lives for damn near half the time I've been here. We did not need that. And then making himself very active and inclusive in every little thing that these kids said all into our lives. Frustrating, senseless. These are the adjectives that his students are saying just this month. Sense doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense. Okay? I didn't know anything about that page when I did this first when I made this. I didn't know anything about that page when I made this, and I read those reviews, and you can go back to part it was either part 1 or part 2. I read those, I think it was part 2, showing his instability. And the same exact effect that he had on those children are the same exact effect that he has had on me before I even knew about that. So imagine if those people could get off of that confined website, where you cannot, is very prohibited to say anything more than they probably pushed the limits on what they said. One person said that if it at all costs avoid a class with this guy. Let me get that one up. And we're going to close on that one. Like I said, I am not in any way saying that Steven Kotowich said anything directly explicit. I'm not in any way saying that he um, you know, physically did anything. I'm not saying anything like that. What I'm saying is what he actually did was when I moved in here, he said, you know, the bedrooms are far apart from each other, right? So, you know, that was weird. That was weird. That's what That is that is the mind of somebody who just watches Love and Hip Hop or some black porn, or you know what I'm saying, something, and they thinking that they watch a whole bunch of twerkers, you know, videos and stuff, and they think that that's everybody. You know, I'm a damn near 50-year-old woman, and this man is saying this to me. You know, I don't know how old he is. We might be the same age or older. I may be older. And this man is talking this stuff to me. That's crazy. But it's those type of things. It's called grooming. Okay? Okay, well, like I said, please stop blaming the victim, Jabari Handy. Please stop blaming the victim because I'm getting flustered. I'm going to report you now. You are harassing. Please stop blaming the victim. I don't know how to use this um so I if anybody could tell me how to block this person completely off of this whole channel and force this person to make another page. I don't know how to do it. Maybe somebody else has to do it. I don't know. But like I said, if anybody who has, that's the whole point of me trying to that made me feel uncomfortable after Rich got arrested. It made me feel very uncomfortable for him to talk to me like that, knowing he had this much vitriol in his heart, knowing that those people know his true intentions and true feelings, and then they finally realizing that this person is playing both sides of the fence. How is that? A lot of people should be upset if they're not okay with that. If that wasn't part of the plan, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what to believe at this point. Was that part of the plan? So, like I said, that particular review, it stood out. You know, I had to mute Jabari Handy, who because um, he started talking about, well, you know, that class is hard and blah blah blah. Again, let's just no due dates on syllabus. Sometimes doesn't respond, doesn't answer all questions email, no partial credit, no study guide, questions and on concepts on the exam a lot of times more difficult than what was covered in the lecture. That has nothing to do with the difficulty of the class of physics or whatever the hell he teaches. That is all on him. This is not rate physics, of how hard. And these are people who actually got good grades in the class. So it's not about how hard. You see a B plus? It's not about how hard. You see awful? You see wouldn't take again? You see scattered and all over the place? You see the last sentence? Everybody always closes off with a good one. If I could rate him a 0, I would. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the difficulty of the class. This is this is more confusion, and I just really, really, really wish that I could um, mute that person. Um, this is more of victim blaming. It's more of confusion tactics. It's not about how hard or easy physics is. These people are saying about him. He's all over the place. They didn't say physics. They said he don't respond back. The same exact allegations that I'm saying. He has not responded back to my um, letter dated December 9th, which we certified to his lawyer, asking and requesting him to meet with us, meet with myself. There is absolutely no reason how you go from mammying somebody to not even responding anymore. There's absolutely no reason why he stopped communication, other than he was playing both sides of the fence. And as soon as he had to show whose side he was on, he immediately, like I said, but the whole entire time, not telling me anything. The same mind games that he played with those kids. It's not about the subject. It's not about what somebody was wearing. It's not about being afraid of speaking up. No, all of those are tactics to get people to not tell what's been going on with them. And and who knows, if we start digging, what is going to be uncovered of this guy. I implore you people, you see the pushback. You see, you cannot deny, if there's nothing there, hit dogs are always hollering. Okay? Surviving STEVEN Kotowich. You see? You see? I'm saying me. If you say me too against STEVEN Kotowich, you can contact us at infoandbookings@maddpop.com. No one should have to go through this. Part 4 is coming immediately up. We're going to deep dive into what is the whole issue about tying our lives up with this renovation sale listed. We don't know. These are all his plans that we're being penalized for. Surviving STEVEN Kotowich. He made me feel very uncomfortable, and I'm speaking out. If you would like to speak out as well, please contact us. Thank you. Tune in next time. Part 4 is coming right up.